Madam, please unmute.
Yes. Okay. Let us go back to yesterday's discussion. That is, hey, Shivam, you sit here. We were discussing about a religious debate and fear of print. Correct? Okay. See, you tell me. Yesterday, when we discussed, we talk about a person. Who was that person? Martin Luther. What he did? He made 95 theses and then stuck on the door of the Wittenberg church. Okay. Then from there, one movement was started, and that movement came to be known as Reformation movement. This one. Okay. What was that? That was the beginning of what movement? Reformation movement. To reform the church. And I have told you one more word. Protestant Reformation. Remember? It was the beginning of Protestant Reformation. So, Martin Luther was very happy with the invention of print, and he told about the print as printing is the ultimate gift of God. What was his quote? Printing is the ultimate gift of God, the greatest one. Why he told like that? Can you imagine? Because of that print, the invention of print, copies of the books could be published, and people could read whatever they want. They can criticize, they can oppose, all these things because of the print. So who told this statement? Martin Luther. You can get either that you got, or you have to identify who was the person who. Clear. Now, another term we have to study is print and dissent. What is the meaning of dissent? Dissent means disagreement. Okay. Conflicting ideas, because of that disagreement. Same, we know that print has in publishing all the type of books. types of books are there. People could get an opportunity to read. There is no limit that which one to be read, which one should not be. So that is why print helped in publishing and circulating whatever they want. So that is little educated people also could utilize that printed works. In the 16th century, there was a miller named Menocchio. What is the name of that? Menocchio. Who was he? He was a miller. So, miller, you understood? No. Mill owner. Okay. Then he began to read books that were available in his locality. Okay, what he was doing? He was reading all the types of books. Now, after reading, he began to reinterpret the Bible. We know that according to that Bible, what is your book? You don't have. He began to tell in a different way that what Bible says about the creation and God. According to the Bible, it is said that God created everything. Now he began to interpret in another way. That is very much contradictory to the teachings. So that created lot of problems in the country. Now the religion started searching for this person, and there was at that time a type of trial to find out the person who is charged with treason, one who do anything against the religion. So that practice is called inquisition. What is inquisition? It is a type of trial. Did you get the meaning? Inquisition is a trial. Okay. For the church, they have a trial court. So that procedure he had to go. And if that person is fined heretic, heretic means one who work against the church. Heretic means one who work against the church. If the person is found guilty, he will be executed. At that time, the killing was in a different way only. They used to make that person to stand and tied with 2 poles and stoned to death, burn at stake, or dip that person into burning oil or like that. So much cruel punishments were given to the person who is found guilty. And this person, because of that interpretation, he had to suffer that punishment. Because church is one ultimate authority at that time. Double C, no? You just learn like that, okay? What is that? He was punished for heresy. He was killed. He was executed for heresy. What is heresy, you understood? So what is inquisition, you understood? Okay. Now, that was one important development as a result of the print revolution. Now, we have also discussed about reading mania. Do you remember that one? Is it question paper? No. Do you remember which were that books published? Penny books, okay. Bibliothek blue. Almanacs. Almanacs are religious calendars. Just mark because yesterday that part we started and then we came back to this. If any doubt is there, you can ask. Because you missed a lot of class. Okay.
We had so there was a question: what was the impact of non-corporation movement in India?
Cooperation. Corporation, no? Cooperation, not cooperation.
First time written that British institutions were boycotted. Khadi was used, but poor people were not able to buy it because it was more expensive. It created more political and economic situations. And then the movement had grown dramatically because many of the British shops were boycotted, liquor shops were picked up, foreign goods were just much.
So, if it is asked about economic impact, economically huge losses were there.
That meant 5705 crores to 57. That also are
written. No? Yes. That is economic loss British had faced. At the same time,
more than 10 points.
That is okay.
When we get read about that, it's like Gandhiji asked for Swaraj.
See, non-cooperation movement actually started for the attainment of Swaraj as well as for redressing the wrongs done against Punjab, which was that incident Jallianwala. That is what the aim. The methods used was boycott and Swadeshi. And the impact, if it is there, economic impact is. Okay, good. Yes. Let us continue. So there was a reading mania, and as a result of that reading mania, so many varieties of books began to be printed and published and circulated. Then it was not only that type of books. People are interested in, that is, I did not find you people who are interested in reading. There was literally a mania in our generation. We used to read all the types of books. Even political books, sports books, that novels, stories, all the types of books. So, but we are not that blind to read that all the types of books and go to that kind of adaptation. But we used to take that good things. So many new ideas we used to get. At that times, we were not having so many other kind of books which are helpful for the test. And nowadays, so many entrance exams and all. But we used to get some kind of knowledge through this kind of publication. So that was very useful for the students as well as for all the type of people. So here also people began to publish and circulate all the types of books. So if you can afford a cheaper copy or cheaper books, for you that kind of book. Those who are rich people, they can purchase the costlier copies. So that books are also available in the market. So every types of books were available. At the same time, periodical press. What is the meaning of periodical press? See, press, newspapers. So daily newspapers are there, weekly newspapers are there, bi-weekly newspapers are there. That is what periodical press. There is a period. Understood? So nowadays newspapers are available daily. So daily. So there are some newspapers which are available in once in a week or bi-weekly, bi-monthly, like that newspaper with the different periods is called a periodic press. Got it clear? Now, they began to combine information about the current affairs with entertainment. Current affairs means what is happening at that time plus entertainment. See, when people used to read newspapers, they used to have some selected things to read. Some are reading that immediately they turn to the sports page. Those who are interested in sports, they used to read that sports page. Some turn to that entertainment page. That is about that cinema, new movies which is coming and all. So according to the interest of the people, different types of things are being incorporated. Did you get it? Now, newspapers and journals carried information about wars and trade as well as news of development in other places. Are you underlining these points? This is what all ways the development happened. One is that current affairs with entertainment. Second, information about wars and trade. Then, news of development in other places. Now, next important development is ideas of philosophers and scientists. We know that unless and until there is no publication, these discoveries and other things will not come out to the world. Nowadays, there are so many ways to publish their things. There are social media platforms, are there, isn't it? So all these things are the modern day availabilities. Can you imagine a period when such things were not there? Huh? So it will this thing move. After some time. Okay. So what we were discussing is that modern day all these facilities are the electronic medias are there. Social media platforms are there to publish the things. But you just imagine all these things were not there. The only means to publish the knowledge or the philosophical ideas or that is science and technology were the newspapers or journals or magazines. So print helped in publishing these discoveries and all. The discoveries of that Isaac Newton and all the earlier scientists began to be published. So people come to know about their discoveries and new ideas. Here you have to think about the people at that time believed in religion more than science. Science is theory with practical. We are having the proof, but religion is dominated by brain only. That it was just made to fit into the brain of the people and they believed it. There is no proof. If you are asked that, have you seen God? You will tell, I haven't seen, but I know. Because you are taught from childhood onwards the teachings of God and good values and ethics. All these things are taught. So you believe it, but you cannot show that this is God, that is God, and all. Can you? So, but we believed, and it is in our lives that God is there. God is present everywhere. But we cannot touch and show that. But science is not like that. Science is having the proof. When we are talking about that sugar is sweet or salt is salty, we are having the proof. When we mix it in water or when we taste it, we can feel it. So this is what the scientific theories which were spread with the invention of print. Clear? So people began to read about. Some began to think that till now we thought that this is the reality. Some began to question about that. See, yesterday I have told you God created. So we believe it. There is no question mark against it. We believe it. If I ask you a question like that, mango tree or mango that is seed came first, what will be your answer? Huh? Mango seed. But if there is no mango tree, then how the seed will come? Huh? So it is gone a question mark only. Hen came first or egg came first? So we are not getting an answer for it. Hen only laid the egg. Egg only gave birth to hen. So like that, when we start questioning, we find questions only, we are not able to get the answers. So by reading the books, people began to have such kind of questions. They began to look around and questioning the things which they were not able to believe. So the ideas of philosophers like Rousseau, Voltaire, Montesquieu, Thomas Paine, all these philosophical books were also began to be published. For example, Rousseau told, man is born free, yet everywhere he is in chains. So we are feeling that this experience was there in France. Everywhere the controls, restrictions. So these ideas began to spread all over the world with the help of print. Got it? No. Philosophers lived in one or other country. Their philosophical works began to spread. Understood? Now we are going to see one person who that spoke against the authorities. That is what? Tremble, therefore, tyrants of the world. Who? Who told it like that? Say, the person named Louis Sebastian Mercier. You just look at the spelling and tell. Is it correct?
Sebastian
This one? Yeah. In the place of a E. Mercier, correct, no? Now, with the help of print, new ideas came and people began to question about the despotic kings, dictators. So now, when this kind of ideas spread, one person named that books named Mercier, He thought that books are going to change the life of the people. The thinking of the people are going to be changed. Till then, people believed what was told. Now they are not ready to believe what was told, what they see. So that is why they began to criticize the despotic world, tyranny, oppression, and believed in reason. What is the meaning of this reason? Rational, okay, but
Finding a solid solution.
solution, yes, okay. Then, see, now, when earlier people were not asking the question like why, how, this type of questions were not there. If it is told means they are believing. Now the reason means why are you telling like that? How it happened? So when we are seeing some things, we start immediately asking the question. It is on our tongue tip. The question, how, why, when, where. Never ending question in Islam. So this type of questions need answers. They were not satisfied with something telling. They want a correct answer. So that is why this person told that dictators, warned the dictators, tremble, therefore, tyrants of the world. Tremble means fear. The actual writer you have to be afraid of. The person who is having the power to write, you should be afraid of. That is why, tremble, therefore, tyrants of the world. The printing press is the most powerful engine of progress and public opinion, is the force that will sweep despotism away. So, printing press is the ultimate vehicle or powerful engine of progress. And the second thing is that public opinion, if mass come out and protest against, these dictators have to fall down. Isn't it? We have heard about so many such movements that happened in India. So many protests. This protest, there is a limit for suppressing the protest. But from all the corners the protests come, the government is not having any power to control it. The power of the public is very important. We know that the voting power, people vote against the government if they do wrong things. So this is what, tremble therefore tyrants of the world. The dictators, you must afraid of such kind of writers, actual writers. Yes, Mrinmay, you just read tremble therefore tyrants of the world loudly, eh? Huh? You are not having this textbook volume.
By the 18th century, there was a common conviction that books were means of spreading progress and enlightenment. Many believed that the books could change the world, liberate society from liberate society from
Despotism and tyranny.
and herald a time when reason and intellect would rule.
Louis Sebastian Mercier.
A novelist in 18th century France declared the printing press is the most powerful engine of progress and public opinion. is the force that will sweep the despotism away. In many of the Mercery novels, the hero are transformed by act of reading.
See, this point you have to see when we are reading, what is happening? We get so much involved in that. Understood? If the character, the main character, the hero, is a good person, the person who read also get transformed by reading such acts of that hero. Hmm? So that much people get involved. See, sometimes I will tell you, yeah, there are some people who are interested in reading that novels like Dracula and all. Hmm? So in the night, when we are reading such novels, you just imagine if a small noise also, the night, you get afraid. That is, you are so much involved in reading, so you are thinking that that noise is Dracula's. Oh, what will happen? You will get afraid of that. So this way, you experienced such things. No, that people when they are nowadays, modern days, it is not like that. Reading is limited. People watch movies and all. Such kind of movies when you are watching, what is happening? You are getting involved in that. So suddenly, any type of noise from the nearby also disturb you. So you are thinking that that is happening in the real life. So this is what the effect of reading. So sometimes the people get transformed due to the acts of that hero. So, see, there used to be magazines in our native place. At my college days and all, I used to read all the types of this thing. Books. Novels used to be there. Novels used to come weekly. So that this week there is a suspense created. At the end of that one, the suspense is created. So till the next week, the magazine come, we are curious to know that what will happen. Then that also, they will not tell about in the beginning. Again, they will give a suspense. This is how the serialized novels are going. In the television also serials are there. This is what they are creating. We are eagerly waiting to what happened. By the time they will stop that one, advertisement will come or that one. So our curiosity is generated through these books. So print help in creating a mind which can be transformed by the good works of the character, or we will be influenced by that bad work of that character. Yes, continue.
Creative books are lost in the word book created and became enlightenment in the process.
See that sentence you just underline. They were into that books completely. That is, they forget what is happening around. That is completely involved in that book. Then what happened? Lost in the world of the book create and become enlightened in the process. If that person, as a good person, have some kind of transformation capacity, will come out from the reading as a good person, right? Transform the lives. Got it? Continue.
Convinced of the power of the brain in bringing the enlightenment and destroying the basis of despotism, Marcier proclaimed the tremble therefore
Tyrants of the world.
Tyrants of the world tremble before the virtual writers.
Shiver. You must shiver before a virtual writer, valuable writer. It is not just like that for time pass or yellow pages. No. Real writer you must afraid of. Okay. Now the next part is that there is a belief that French Revolution started as a result of this spread of writing or printing. We have seen the philosophers. So there is a belief. Is it right or not? That is a question. You can underline this question in the textbook, or there it is there or not, I don't know. Many historians have argued that print culture created the condition within which French Revolution occurred. Have you seen this question? So then, do you believe? So give arguments in favor and against. There are three types of arguments, in favor as well as against also. Let us see. Underline that question. Do you agree also? You write. You are feeling sleep. You start reading that.
Second, first and second.
Many historians. उसके बाद three types of arguments.
Three types of arguments have been usually put forward. First, they popularize the ideas of enlightenment thinkers collectively. Their writings provide analytical commentary on tradition, superstition, and despotism. They argue for the rule of reason rather than custom and demanded that everything be judged through the application of reason and rationality. They attack the sacred authority of the judge and the despotic power of the state, thus eroding the institutional order based on tradition. The writings of Voltaire
How they are sitting
were read widely, and those who read these books of the world through eyes that were questioning critical. And then
See what is written there. The first point is that print popularized ideas of enlightened thinkers. So those thinkers' ideas were popularized with the coming of print. Now, what it did? See, they collectively, the writings provided critical commentary. People began to criticize what was existing and what wrong in that kind of condition. So it provides a critical commentary on tradition, superstition, and despotism. All these things, three things, the critical commentary was clear. Now, they argued for the rule of reason rather than custom. See, the conditions which prevailed at that time was based on customs and practices. Now you have to come out of that custom and you have to base your thinking on the basis of reason. There should be questioning. You should not have blind faith. So that kind of ideas were popularized through the print. Are you getting? See, when it is told, it is for a long time people believed it. But it is not easy for them to come out of it. See, I just asked you mango tree came or mango came first? Then you start thinking. So you are telling that a mango, that from the seed only mango tree came. Then I asked, then seed how it came? So they began to think about what was read. We know that nowadays in the political circles, so many things are coming. Some time we are forced to believe this is right. At the same time, the counter arguments also will come. So we are in a confusion that which one is right. So it is told that you base it on reason. So when we are telling that see, if I tell you, I put salt in that one some water, and it tastes sweet. I'm telling. You see, his face started changing. How come? Huh? So I am forcing you to believe. Will you believe? Because you have already tasted it. It is having salty taste. So this is what reason. You have to base your thinking, your ideology on the basis of reason rather than blind following. Okay. Next, we have seen they attack the sacred authority of church and the despotic power of the state. Earlier, they were afraid of church, they were afraid of kings. Now they got boldness in questioning both institutions. These two were the biggest institutions at that time which controlled the society and politics. Now they were having the confidence to question it. We know that we are living in a country where democracy is there. Democratic country, we are having the freedoms, all the types of freedoms. But we are not having unlimited freedoms. If we stand in the public place and start criticizing our prime minister, somebody will pick you up and take you to police station. Isn't it? But you cannot tell that, you see, I am using my freedom. Your freedom should not harm others' freedom. That person is the highest authority.
But we are shouting the public.
Eh?
No one, we are shouting the public, so what? Anyone is not in that.
See, in that public, there are some people who are the supporters of Prime Minister. So they can complain that you are telling against that Prime Minister. So that's enough. First place, you are having the freedom. Freedom to express your opinion, freedom of speech, you are having. But your freedom should not harm others' freedom. Now, your speech can trigger some kind of movements or some kind of opposition from the other side. So that is why you can be arrested. Understood? So that is what you have to use your freedom with that kind of controls. Unlimited freedom we are not having. You can talk at your home. Whatever you want to tell, you can talk at your home because you are not triggering any trouble to the other person. But if your presence and your speech trigger some trouble in the society, you can be arrested. Clear? So here, this speech, the writings of these enlightened philosophers helped in generating that reason among the people. Then, eroding the legitimacy of social order based on tradition. What was that? Last year you studied about French Revolution. French Revolution was taken place in order to put an end to that social order, three estates. So, erode that legitimacy, legality of that social order. So, because of that enlightened writing, this happened. So, you can believe that the print helped in triggering, helping that French Revolution. Did you get the meaning of that? These enlightened thinkers' works were published. People were enlightened by these writings. They began to think in a different way. They began to question the authorities, legitimacy of the social order, and that helped in French Revolution. So first part is clear. We are agreeing that this print helped. Now the second, this thing.
It created a new culture of dialogue and debate. All values, norms, and institutions were evaluated and discussed by public that had become aware of the power of reason and recognized the need of question existing ideas and beliefs within this public culture. New ideas of social revolution came into being.
See, what is that? It helped in a new era of dialogue and discussion. What you read, you are not keeping within your village. You are just discussing it among the public. So your opinion may not be the opinion of others. So there is heated debate over that. You might have heard about Rathi, one person who used to Dhruv Rathi. Okay. Have you heard about it? Have you seen his videos?
नहीं,
नहीं.
देखना भी नहीं चाहता.
हैं?
देखना भी नहीं चाहता.
क्यों?
नहीं.
Why?
बहुत negative बोलता है negative He's too negative.
See, when you start listening so many types of the personalities, then you will understand some kind of things from your viewpoint also. Because we heard about so many things that he is telling negatively. But you just listen so many videos which he had published earlier.
मैम फिर भी मोटिवेशन नहीं मिलता.
नहीं मिलता है. You did not hear now.
Ma'am, does not motivate. हाँ, he just like.
मैम वो तो बहुत गिराता है वो लोग.
हैं?
तो वो बहुत नीचे गिराता है.
हाँ.
वो अभी एक चीज मैंने नोटिस किया था, अभी व्हाट्सएप में नया फीचर है ना अपडेट्स का, तो मैं ध्रुव राठी का एक चैनल है उस पर. तो इलेक्शन से पहले बहुत नेगेटिव डालता था कि मोदी डिक्टेटर है. फिर जब इलेक्शन हो गया बाद में, फिर उसका वो रिजल्ट आया, पता चला मोदी फिर से पीएम है. तो फिर उसमें मैंने उसका फिर से चेक किया, उसने सारे अपने पुराने पोस्ट डिलीट करके कांग्रेचुलेट किया. हाँ, उसने सारे पुराने वाले डिलीट कर दिए, जो भी था पूरा डिलीट कर दिया, वीडियोस, पोस्ट, मैसेजेस सब कुछ.
हम पहले करते हैं फिर डरते हैं उससे.
मतलब मैं एजुकेटेड
हम्म.
हम मोदी अनएजुकेटेड.
मोदी.
हाँ, मोदी लोग को फॉलो करके सब अनएजुकेटेड.
और सब लोग उसको जर्मन शेफर्ड बुलाते हैं.
हाँ, क्योंकि उसके वाइफ जर्मन है.
इंग्लिश याद होगी.
He is there in Germany. Okay.
मेरे मम्मी कहती है कि उसको पे किया जाता है सब बात करने.
That is before that also he was telling. Now if it is if you are telling that paid one, Earlier onwards, he was telling about so many things.
But he pays for
I don't know, because I used to listen earlier, that is about
Ma'am,
that.
कोई successful बंदा देखना है ना
ICSE that history topics were there. So about that, some of the topics I used to listen. That time only I started listening to videos of that person. I'm not blindly following, I just get some idea from that particular historical event. If we are taking only that part, we don't have to blindly follow that person.
हम उसका intro देख के चिढ़ मच जाते हैं।
मैं बस मैंने तो आज तक उसका एक भी वीडियो नहीं देखा आज तक एक भी वीडियो
उसमें मैंने एक दो देखे हैं, फ्रेंच रेवोल्यूशन का देखा था और एक पता नहीं दूसरा देखा।
You did not like it.
सच्ची
I liked it, but फिर मैंने
See.
इसका political वो देखे।
Political viewpoints you should not. You just see only that historical part of that event. Give that is a very clear account of that event. Only that much part. Because you have your own viewpoint, you have your own viewpoint, I am having my viewpoint. So we don't blindly follow any person because he told it like that. No. The history part you just see. This particular event, how it happened. Deeply he go to the history books and he explains about that First World War, this thing. That all events, if you see, that I also like. Only that history part.
वो बोलेगा वो भी खराब करके छोड़ देगा।
That I don't see. I'm telling that you have the freedom to select it.
अब वो कुछ भी बोल देते हैं उसको खुद पता नहीं होगा कुछ भी बोल देगा उसको उठाकर उससे कोई तो यूट्यूबर एलविश यादव उसको तो उठाकर कुछ भी बोल दिया
उसने भी ले ली उसको 40 मिनट की वीडियो
फिर वो उसमें से कमियां निकाल रहा था उसकी क्या शब्द बोलना नहीं आता उसको ये सब वगैरह
I don't know. So why I just went into that. Now this much discussion and dialogue happened. I just put forward one particular person name only. You have your own viewpoints. Okay, that you don't like that person. I am not telling you to like that person. I am just telling that is it influence in the dialogue and discussion. So people have different opinions and these different opinions can be expressed. So as a result of this print, the dialogues and discussions have started. Clear? Now third point.
By the 1780s, there was an outpouring of literature that mocked the royalty and criticized their morality. In the process, it raised questions about existing social order. Cartoons and caricatures typically suggested that the monarchy remained absorbed only in sensual pleasures, while the common people suffered immense hardships. This literature circulated underground and led to the growth of hostile sentiments against the monarchy.
Say, what is that? So much cartoons, caricatures were published, and it came in that form, creating an attitude against the things. Royal families engaged in sensual pleasures. They were not engaged in that proper administration or development of the country. So when such kind of cartoons and caricatures published underground, people secretly purchased it and widely read, and a movement against the things started. So these three points showed that it had been the French Revolution. Understood? There is another side also, but in first 3 points.
पहले बुक्स आए थे ना पहले बुक्स में 4 प्रिंट होना चालू हो गए थे ना उधर प्रिंटेड
The French Revolution had taken place in 1789. So the philosophers' writings were began to be circulated.
सबके वजह से वो आगे कुछ होते हैं ऋषि बात नहीं हुई
Tomorrow also one lecture.
काफी नहीं आएगा
Why?
काफी ड्राइवर लोग कुछ नहीं है
You two are not coming. Then others are coming.
Yes, ma'am.
But you people are going.
बर्ड सेंचुरी है उसके आगे भी ले जा सकते हैं
Have you had some?